What's going on YouTube? This is Necrostevo, and it's time for a narrated Wi-Fi battle video. Now, something I don't do normally is do a little miniature team analysis at the beginning. I'll leave an annotation for you to skip forward in the video if you don't want to hear this, but I figured since I'm actually going to start putting actual teams together of some sort instead of grabbing random things like I did here, it might be useful. So you can see on my side we have lead Greninja. I'm using the one with Taunt and Stealth Spikes, alongside Ice Beam and Surf. It's just fun to get up entry hazards. This team is really based around Mega Aggron, kind of weakening threats. Of course, Ariados is what people see as a typical lead, just because it can set up Sticky Web or Toxic Spikes. And since people expect that to lead, I'm able to take advantage of that normally. And of course, my Wigglytuff is just kind of there. If I can get up the Sticky Web, maybe it can sweep, who knows. And Mamoswine is kind of there for cleanup and as my check for Dragon types. When Greninja isn't able to outspeed them, or if they get Dragon Dancers or that type of thing. And finally, my opponent's team is looking pretty well balanced, actually. He is actually carrying Porygon Z, which I was very afraid of. Garchomp is very, very difficult to face if you let it kind of Mega Evolve safely. Because of course it outspeeds a lot of things before it evolves, and after it evolves it gets that great attack boost, so a little bit difficult to deal with. And then of course we have Annoyers and the Rapid Spinner in the form of Whimsicott and Cryogonal, and of course Whimsicott has that fairy typing that I always forget about. So I just wanted to start off with Greninja here to get us some entry hazards. I expected him to go for a Thunderbolt, but he just uses Tri-Attack, which is unfortunate because it knocks me down to my Sash immediately. I don't think a lot of people still expect lead Greninja yet. And so I saw the Life Orb on him, and that means, okay, I think he's just going to go for a Tri-Attack again. Even if he does go for Ice Beam, expecting maybe a switch, Aggron can take that easily. This is my weird specially defensive build. And he's actually going to go for Nasty Plot, expecting me to maybe just hit him, but I went for Dragon Tail, expecting him to set up either with Nasty Plot or Agility. Life Orb is normally indicative of those things. He makes a smart move when he goes out into Dragonite, and he just goes for the Fire Punch, trying to get some damage in. And I went for Heavy Slam, which is nice because I was able to break that multi-scale. Now, expecting him to switch out here, expecting another Heavy Slam, I went for another Dragon Tail. I do over half to the Garchomp, which is fantastic because I am not invested in an attack at all. And I'm able to get a little more damage off from the Porygon Z. And finishing off Porygon Z is pretty important just because it outspeeds so many things on my team. I need to take it out kind of now that his Garchomp is Mega Evolved. Or rather, it's about to Mega Evolve now, because I don't think... he may have been worried whether or not he would be able to take me out without Mega Evolving, just with my filter ability lowering damage from super effective hits. But I only had 50 HP left, and I wasn't going to switch anything into a Mega Garchomp, of course. Now here I just got into Greninja. If he wants to switch out, something is going to take an Ice Beam. And if he stays in like he did, he probably could have gone out into Cryogonal pretty easily, actually. But I didn't really want to... He probably just didn't want to risk it. I don't really have anything to stop him from getting off the Rapid Spin. I don't have a spin blocker on this team. Like I said, this was just me grabbing 6 random Pokemon. And he actually shows me the Flash Cannon, which I know is run on Cryogonal for coverage because it has a crappy move pool. But I was not expecting it here. Like, I was expecting Ice Beam, Rapid Spin, Toxic, and Recover. But with the Flash Cannon, I'm able to live, just because of Wigglytuff's sheer bulk, I'm able to live 2, get off a Charge Beam, which is important because I get that special attack boost, and I put the Cryogonal in a position where if he wants to recover, he can, but I'll knock him out afterwards, so he basically has to knock me out, which allows me to go out into Mamoswine to easily revenge kill it. Unfortunately, this does reveal that I am Life Orbed on my Mamoswine. Like I said, it's kind of like how Pokeaim, his Mamoswine is just named his Dragon Check. That's basically what I use that one for. It has Stealth Rocks, but I don't often get a chance to set him up. Now he went out into Whimsicott. I was expecting Stun Spore or Leech Seed, so I just went out into my Ariados because it doesn't care if it's slow, it has priority, and Stun Spore, again, if I get paralyzed, it's not going to matter too much. Here I see that his EV build is definitely max HP, max defense, because it takes count them, 3 Shadow Sneaks to break that substitute. And fortunately I was able to get up my Sticky Web when my taunt wears off. I would have loved to get up more than 1 layer of Toxic Spice, because I really had nothing for Trevenant besides my Mamoswine, and Trevenant tends to be that really annoying Citrus Berry substitute set, so if he had up a substitute when my Mamoswine came in, I would have no way of dealing with the Trevenant. And so I really wanted to get up 2 layers of Toxic Spikes, and I also didn't want to switch Ariados out and have the Whimsicott have a substitute up. But of course, I also didn't want anything else in my team paralyzed, so it actually took me a couple of turns of kind of just stalling to figure out what I wanted to do. And I found out that my best move was actually just to go into my Scarf Ditto. He would not only not be able to paralyze me with Stun Spore, because Spore moves don't work on grass types, he would also not be able to Leech Seed me, and my taunt would be faster because I'm Choice Scarfed. And so since he only has non-attacking moves, he's just going to stay in here and struggle, probably because he doesn't want anything else on his team to take a really powerful Icicle Crash, which is fine by me. He actually does a little bit of damage with the struggle there, which was surprising. But being able to take out Whimsicott is really nice. Now, I didn't want to run the off chance that I would attack the Dragonite and not knock it out with an Ice Shard and activate a weakness policy. So I decided just to switch out Death Fodder, my Ariados. Hopefully, I was hoping to get off a little bit more damage with a priority attack, but I get paralyzed. But that's no big deal, because now I can go out into my Ditto, and I know I can outspeed him because I have a Choice Scarf, and I was just expecting him to have Outrage. But he actually has Dragon Rush. He of course realized that I was Scarf, so he just went for Extreme Speed to put some damage on me. And now I think he's down to his last Pokeball, which is his Trevenant. And we see that Stab Dragon Rush barely does over half. It does just enough to activate a Citrus Berry. And you see that I really needed that second layer of Toxic Spikes up, because now I'm burned. I missed the second Dragon Rush. That really isn't going to be too big of a deal. I guess he would have been at lower overall HP, but he's just going to harvest and get his Citrus Berry back. And so I didn't want to switch Pokemon here. I really just wanted to leave my Proteus the Ditto in as Dragonite, going for Dragon Rushes as much as I could, and hoping that I hit them, maybe I get a crit. But I didn't want to switch out because that would give him a free substitute, or of course he could Leech Seed on the switch, or maybe even Will-O-Wisp on the switch. None of those are things that I really wanted to deal with. I do get a critical hit there, which is nice because it does make up for the other one that I missed, so he would have been around the same level of HP, roughly, if I had both, and they had both done normal damage. And there he almost gets knocked out by the poison, but he's able to get up the substitute. This is the exact situation that I didn't want. If I had 2 layers of Toxic Spikes up, then he would have been losing HP every single turn, even though he was recovering a lot of HP. Now here he just protects because he got a Citrus Berry back last turn. He's trying to get that harvest chance. I think it's about a 30% chance that your harvest ability works without the setup, and then you get your Citrus Berry. He actually ended up missing the Will-O-Wisp, which is, at this level of HP, not important. I would still be able to knock him out with an Ice Shard at that level of HP. But he actually does nail the double protect, and he's just not able to get the Citrus Berry back. So, had he hit the Will-O-Wisp and then got to a higher level and actually got the Citrus Berry, I think it would have mattered. But since he never got the Citrus Berry for the harvest in the last little bit of the battle there, I don't think it mattered. So, I did enjoy that match a lot, though. It took some serious tweaking with Mega Aggron's EV spread to see kind of how I wanted it to take hits. I think the most important things that I wanted it to take were, like, I still wanted it to be able to live a sun-boosted Flare Blitz from a Talonflame really easily, but I also wanted to take some special hits, like Focus Blast from some Pokemon, or at the very least some Fire Blast and things like that. So, messing with Aggron's EVs has proven to be pretty effective, and I'm kind of still working through learning how to use it. You saw me bring it out in the early game in that battle. It's definitely more effective mid to late game, when you bring it out at a point where your opponent's Pokemon are weakening, you have some entry hazards up. But in the early game, you saw it basically cripple a fair number of Pokemon. So that it can be very useful in the early game as well. But I hope you all enjoyed these battles that I posted today, and I hope you all have a great weekend. I'll probably, if I get an opportunity, I'll definitely be posting it on Sunday. But I did pick up Bravely Default today, so if any of you guys picked that up, be sure to let me know in the comments there. Of course, follow me on Twitter, because I'll probably be tweeting when I play. But you all have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye now.